Hey friends, Miss Drews with your Wednesday and Writing Science. I totally had to start this video with me in the middle of this big animal heart because I'm super excited to learn this week about animals. This is one of my favorite units as scientist, so hopefully you will enjoy it as well. Okay, so let me get out of the heart. Let's get to the good stuff. All right. So on your first slide, on the next slide, I have a fun song to remind you, and it's you. If you don't know me, I like a good song. Okay, it gets stuck in my head. It helps remember. So it reminds me of the animals' needs. And animals, just like us, they have needs to survive. Okay, so if you think of the needs that you have, that you need to survive, it's probably the same as the animals. Okay, so think about things like I need water to survive, I need food to survive, shelter, a place to live, and air to breathe. All right. So same thing with animals. Okay. So this fun song just kind of is a way to kind of get it into your brain, all those four important needs that animals need as well. So today, just to kind of start, for some of you, especially my virtual friends, just kind of start to think of things that you know that animals need, but then what parts of their bodies help them get those needs as well. Okay. So I've got some slides here from Miss Wolfine. I love that picture, by the way. Thanks, Miss Wolfine. All right, so we got some slides here. So if you click on the cute little puppies, it takes you to some animal slides that you get to use for your writing today. Okay, so I'm going to kind of get us started with some of them and get your ideas going, and then I'll show you the sentence starters back on the science slides. Okay, so you got all these animals. You got duck, a deer, fish. Oh, look at those lips. Some kind of like lizard. It almost looks like he's licking his eye. I like that picture. And you got a chicken as well. I think that's the last one today. Yep. So you get to pick kind of an animal or two, okay, to think about what kind of part of their body do they use to get those four basic needs, okay? So if I'm looking at the duck, okay, I know a duck needs to be able to swim because it's a shelter. I know a duck is, so I might be looking at things like his feet that he uses to be able to swim with those webbed feet. So that might be a need or something on his body that helps him get what he needs. So it helps him swim in his shelter and his pond. It helps him to be able to swim to get his fish, okay, and to eat and get his food. So when I go back, and I'll give you some hints on some others in just a moment. If I go back to my science slides. The very last slide has some good words from Miss Wolfine and some sentence starters. I changed them a little bit, so if you're in person and you're using Miss Wolfine's slides, they're just a little bit different, but same idea. Okay, so the first one I wanted you to write was kind of practicing as a writer, because we're doing science and writing, but as a writer to know how to put in a sentence a list of things. So we know that there's a list of four things that animals need, right? From that song and from what I just told you, right? Food, water, air, shelter. Okay. So instead of making it a list on your full sentence, though, as a scientist, remember you can put those, the first word, then a comma, second word in your list, comma, third word, comma, and then before your last word, put that and put in your last word and put your stop sign, your period. Okay, so if you look at your first sentence starter, animals need food, water, air, and shelter. Okay, so do remember these are sentence starters. So don't try to, on your Cami, don't try to put anything right there because remember, you're trying to practice your full sentences as a writer. So make sure you're writing on your board or writing it on your paper and then putting it into Cami the way that you would like. Of course, you can always type as well, but don't just type that one word in there. That's not really practicing your writing. Okay, so make sure that when you're in Cami that you are putting it on paper to insert a good picture or a video. Remember that. Hold it up for 3 seconds. Okay, or if you're doing it on Google Slides, of course, you can go to the next one and do it on a Google slide. Okay, I'll put a bonus slide right there for you to be able to put your picture if you need it. Okay, all right. So that's the first thing I want you to write about is the basic needs that animals need. Okay, then these next two are using those animal slides that I just showed you about the duck, where you need to think of an animal's body part and how it helps them to do something. Okay, then you can think of another animal's body part and how it helps them to do the next thing. So if I was doing the duck, I would say a duck's feet helps them to swim to get fish. Okay, And then I would think of a different animal's body part and how it helps them for maybe my third sentence. Okay, so I need 3 full sentences. The first one could be about the animal's needs. The other 2 could be about how their body parts help them. Okay, so let's go back to those body parts to finish up today. So again, I can think of what the duck needs to get its food. I can think of looking at the deer like, oh man, I see those antlers. Maybe in your sentence, you can think about what they use those antlers for. Okay, a fish. Oh my goodness, a fish. Now, of course, those lips jump right out at me, but I know the fish has gills that helps them do something. So maybe that could be your sentence. I'm not going to tell you the full thing, but those gills help them to do something. Big old head right there underwater. Okay. Lizards, a lot of times their skin and their color helps them to hide from certain things. That could be what you want to write about today. Okay. And then looking at that chicken, right? Looking and seeing what things that they have. Again, their feet does something for them. You might know a chicken does some scratching in the ground to find something. Okay, so maybe your sentence is about the chicken using its feet to scratch the ground to find a certain something that they need to. All these hints. All right, so make sure that you are doing 3 full sentences on paper or on a whiteboard to show your teachers your good sentences. Remember, last reminder, don't try to type in something right there just in that little bitty blank, okay? Practice writing those full sentences as a scientist. All right, see you next time.